Perfect timing. I should have looked at it anyway. What do you want? Hello, everybody. We're back.
That's right.
Better than ever. We are still alive.
Yay, we're back finally.
This YouTube channel has been not active recently, but it's okay. Yeah. New movie busters, new show, new home for some people.
Yeah, new home. Yep. Yep.
Yes. So I'm here. Yes, I'm Alex 3.0, aka just Alex. Joined by Rob, now known as Movie Massacre.
Yep. New channel, guys. Check it out if you want to. No charge and no
fees.
Yeah.
The link is in the description. Check it out, man. It's really good.
Yeah. Check out your horror channel.
Yay.
He's got some videos up there right now that I think you'd be really interested in. So definitely go check out his horror channel.
October is coming, so perfect time to watch some.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, and of course I'm joined by Thomas, aka Philly Boy, aka Mr. Horror Convention.
Yeah,
And maybe he apologized. He's not up to it.
We all say stupid things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, when I was meeting Tony Moran, I was telling him that you guys said a lot of good things, and I think he got a little teared up by that, and he gave me a big hug.
To me, because people have said he was kind of a jerk years ago, but maybe he probably changed, and then by the time me and Rob met him, he already had changed where he was a nice guy already. So he was
definitely nice to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was great to me too.
Got one of those attitudes to where he comes off as I don't want to say cocky, but he comes off as he just says whatever. Mm-hmm. But you take that as he's just messing with you, or he's just being friendly. That's just his way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was nice to me and all that stuff.
Like I said, he apologized, and then
Julie.
Hi, Julie.
What's going on?
Julie.
Hey, Julie.
So we're talking about the Child's Play / Chucky franchise. The new TV show's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yay! I can't wait. I cannot wait.
We'll continue the storyline. Just like
once I heard Devin Sawa was going to be in the show, it sold me.
So the show is going to continue off the movies, the Charles Lee Ray storyline, and it's going to bring back old characters and introduce new characters. So we'll see how that goes. Kind of like Cobra Kai has done with the Karate Kid franchise.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jennifer Tilly.
Oh, come on. Look into fracture. So let's start off. Hold on.
Oh, you never seen Child's Play 3, Julie? Oh man, I love that one.
Wow.
Oh,
you got to watch the franchise.
When we get to Child's Play 3, I think it's so underrated. I love Child's Play 3.
Heck yeah, man.
7-movie collection.
That's a cool collection, by the way, to have.
Yeah, I don't have that. I have the first. I have the first film from Scream Factory, and I have this. I only own the second film on Blu-ray. I don't own Part 3 though on Blu-ray.
That box set is actually pretty cheap now.
Is that a Blu-ray set or a DVD set?
Mine's a DVD set.
I have the Blu-ray set, but the Blu-ray set's still cheap too.
Okay.
I'll have to look into that then.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that one day at least Child's Play 2 and 3 will get Scream Factory treatment.
That's kind of an underrated poster there. Usually,
I love that poster.
That's not the poster. That is on the poster I remember seeing in the VHS.
It's like those poster. It's like isn't he? He's just like this.
Yeah, and I remember saying
I remember that was what the old MGM DVD from '97.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe that was actually one of the first ever DVDs that was ever released.
Mm-hmm. So,
I think it was up there with Twister, and it was one of the first ever DVDs.
That you ever bought or you ever?
No, I think ever released.
Okay.
Because I think Twister was one of the first ones, and I think Child's Play might have been around that time as well.
Around that time, it was Hollow Man.
Yeah.
I remember being out, and then What Lies Beneath was one of them.
No, 2000, summer 2000.
Pretty much.
But I always remember that DVD cover of Child's Play with him with the knife like this.
Yeah, that's usually but this is like I guess this is the original theatrical.
Which is a cool looking poster.
Yeah, it makes it more like
it is
mysterious.
You know what's kind of funny though? When you look at the original poster for the first Child's Play, it kind of looks like a Poltergeist poster.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, Poltergeist at the time.
With the lightning striking the top of the house and
the colors, it makes it look like.
It kind of reminds me of like a poster out of like Poltergeist 3 or something like that.
No, it's a lot better than Poltergeist 3.
Poltergeist 3 is a much worse movie. This is definitely
a lot better movie than Poltergeist 3. Yeah.
So yeah, let's get started. This movie was released in 1988 during the winter time, so it kind of has the Christmas-ish.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Chicago in the winter, woo, below
zero.
Yeah. Alex and Brock can relate to that a lot because they are in Illinois and
below zero.
Yeah, you can feel it just watching it. I mean, you can feel it.
We're watching it again, seeing those scenes where they're outside and it's freezing. You see the breath.
Yeah.
You can feel cold.
Yeah, when she meets the bum, like in the alley, like when he talks, I mean, he just looks like he's just so cold. I'm just like, man, like I remember walking around Chicago when it was like below zero.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least you didn't, buy a possessed doll.
Yeah, I didn't meet any bum in the alley and buy a stupid doll. I didn't do that.
So, like, what's your guys' history with the first movie? Did you see this one first out of the franchise, or was it like did you see first? And like that?
For me, my first movie was Child's Play 2. I didn't watch this one first.
Okay.
My first one was also the second movie.
See, my first one was Bride of Chucky, actually.
What's kind of funny about when you say that, though?
I'm sorry.
The very first time,
I like that movie.
The very first time I ever knew about the Chucky character was when we had pay-per-view back in the day.
Yes.
And they would always play like mini trailers or like around like the newer movies around that time.
Yeah.
I remember one of the newer movies they played around that time for mini trailers was Bride of Chucky.
Yes.
And that's how I knew about Chucky.
See, I saw these like when the first four. It was just the first four. I saw them backwards.
Right.
Yeah. I get it. I saw the first one. I saw this one on television. That was.
In what order did you watch the first four Child's Play movies?
I saw them backwards.
So you saw 4, 3, 2, and then 1.
Mine was 2, 1, 3, and 4.
Yeah, that was mine as well.
See, like this one was the one I wanted to see the most because I wanted to see how it all began and everything.
Yeah.
I want to see Charles Lee Ray in human form. I want to see all that stuff. Because they talked about it in the sequels, especially Bride of Chucky. They talk about all this, got cut down, all that. I'm like, I want to see that.
Well, with the whole company thing, like I couldn't understand why they. We'll get to that, but I couldn't understand why it was like Child's Play 1, 2, and 3, and then Bride of Chucky. It's like, why not Child's Play 4? But of course,
because the story went into a different direction.
Because it went a different direction,
because it introduced, Tiffany and
it wasn't Chucky trying to raise a child anymore. It was,
well, that's why I always say, like, to me, it's like Child's Play is a trilogy, and it's
right.
It's pretty true because if you go by the title, it pretty much is a trilogy.
Yeah,
so, they're all the movies are in a way follow Charles Lee Ray, the Chucky.
And the first 3 films have Andy Barclay in it.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I see what you mean, but at the same time, I see them all as one giant storyline because they're all canon. They're not ignoring.
It's all canon. Yeah, it just focuses on just it goes from Charles Lee Ray to something else. So it's like I don't know. It's fine.
That's when we talked about this in the past. Like, we kind of wish Halloween franchise had a continuing storyline. Child's Play one of the only few big horror franchises that has.
Well, Halloween did the same thing. I mean, look, Halloween 4, instead of Laurie Strode, they went to.
What I mean, like, not ignoring sequels, not red.
Yeah. Are you saying like this is like one of the few like franchises that didn't ignore that kind of went straight through into like one straight story? Yeah.
I can't think of any horror franchise that has gone this long that has not retconned.
Because you figure Elm Street was always different people.
Elm Street, well,
Yeah,
I mean, Friday the 13th was always different
In a
people.
way,
Friday the 13th would be the best example. That's like that's always different. Like they're always different people there.
Yeah.
yeah. In a way, like 3 Dream Warriors kind of ignored
Part 2.
Kind of.
Right. Yeah.
Part 6 kind of ignored Part 5 and Friday the 13th. Kind of. So it's like, you see what I mean? And
Yeah, it's almost like Part 5 was. It's almost like it went 4 then 6 because.
And then don't get me started on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That thing ignores itself all the time.
That's a lot of flip flopping there.
Yeah.
You figure, yeah, the only the first 2 Texas Chainsaw Massacres connect with one another, because then Part 3, because Leatherface, Part 3 is like kind of like a reboot.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
So like Foul Play is one of the only few that continues a straightforward storyline in all 3 of the movies.
Well, plus you have Chucky, which is the most important character anyway.
Right.
So,
by the way, he's one of my favorites horror killers.
Yeah, he's definitely one. He's in my top. He would be in my top 5 for sure.
Oh yeah,
he's definitely in my top 10. Top 5. I say like my top 5 like horror characters would be like Jason, Freddy, Michael, Leatherface, and probably Ghostface, maybe.
Mine is right. Mine. Here's the 4 here, and Chucky. Add Chucky to that.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
I might say Chucky might be probably 6, maybe.
People always compare Chucky to Freddy because they both talk and they both talk trash and all that stuff. But I always prefer Chucky over Freddy. Like,
you know who I'd put in my top 10 that no one would probably think about would be Ellie Kedward.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Blair Witch.
Yeah.
You know?
She's the witch, man.
Yeah.
Blair Witch show coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I recently saw all the movies again. This one still holds up.
This one is great, man. This is like, you know what I like too is this movie. He doesn't say anything until like halfway through.
Yeah,
like it's like a mystery.
I got to admit though, with the first time that Chucky, not like in the baby talk, like "Hi, I'm Chucky. I want to be your friend." Like,
yeah, when he first meets the voodoo guy, he starts to talk normal.
I'll tell you that scene with the voodoo guy always makes me cringe.
After the battery scene.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about when he first comes alive after the battery part.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to admit, when I was laughing my ass, like, "You stupid bitch."
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You know why? I think you know why, because we all thought the sequels be first before this one, and we're so used to Chucky being funny that it's like, oh, once you start talking like Chucky, Charles Lee Ray, it's funny to us. I think that's it.
The tone to this movie is completely different from even the second and third movies.
Yes.
It's so different. It's like serious, but then you have Chucky, like when he talks, it's just kind of like, okay, it's a doll talking. The tone kind of switches, but then at the same time it stays serious.
Yeah,
it stays serious. This is like a horror film here. This is like a regular horror film.
Yeah, straight up horror film.
Yeah.
You have little bits of humor, like in the elevator scene.
Yeah, but they don't get as hokey as like, you know, the later sequels. It's just like
Seed of Chucky and
fuck me, man. I can't wait for that movie when we start.
I'm gonna tear that film a new asshole. I'll tell you that. Sure.
Yeah, but this movie, like, I love how I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of watching the movie Duel or Joyride, because they show the doll, but when he's moving, they don't show him fully. They show his arm or his hand or you know what I mean? Like they do the camera tricks where you don't actually
exactly.
You don't actually see what's going on. But I think that's what really you think about it. You're like, wow, this is kind of creepy, because like, where is he? Like, what's he look like when he's doing it? And then they finally reveal like when he moves. I love that. Like the whole first half of the movie, they do that.
Yeah. See, because in the original script, I'm pretty sure you guys know this already, that and people watching here, the original script, Andy was going to be the killer, and it was all in his head that Chucky was doing this, you know.
Yeah.
Because Chucky in the original script was killing people that Andy didn't like.
I know a lot of people thought that Alex Vincent was annoying. Like they thought, like when he would talk, like when he would be like, Chucky said, like just the way he, like, I had no problem with him, but I know there's a lot of people that comment on that.
He doesn't really talk like that in the second one.
No,
not really. No.
No, he doesn't. It seems like in the second movie, his lines are more faster. Like he talks more fluid. And this one, he's just like, Chucky wants to watch the 9 o'clock news.
I kind of see it as like he talks like that because he's an innocent little kid.
Yeah, I have no problem with it, but people just,
And after everything that happened in this movie, in the second one, he's traumatized. He's he doesn't have his mom around in his life anymore. So it's like, yeah, he's a different person already, and he's just a kid.
Yeah,
I thought Alex Vincent he did a good job acting.
He was like, as far as kids in horror movies, kid actors in horror movies, I'd say he's one of the greats. I mean,
yeah, he's definitely one of the best ones.
He's definitely feel for him when he thinks Chucky's gonna kill him.
Yeah, I actually didn't find Alex Vincent at all annoying. I thought he was.
I know, that's why I don't understand. Like,
and then once after Eddie Caputo gets killed, and then he's trying to convince everybody that Chucky did that. That's when he kind of realizes Chucky, he's not my friend no more. He punches him.
Yeah,
that's a big moment in the film.
And if you think about the concept of this movie, about somebody, transferring their soul into a doll, at that time, if you think about it, there wasn't anything really like it, as far as that goes.
I mean,
exactly.
Isn't
now
inspired by that Twilight Zone episode about that?
Yeah, right. It was inspired, yeah. But now when you look, there's all kinds of horror movies now with dolls. I mean, you got, Dead Silence was with puppets, but I'm saying you got that movie Robert or whatever, that horror movie called Robert, which is a doll. It's then
you also have Doll Graveyard from Full Moon.
Yeah, The Boy, those movies,
Annabelle.
They're all inspired by this.
Yes.
I mean,
and let me ask you this: was Dolly Dearest before Child's Play?
Dolly Dearest?
I don't know.
Or is that around the same time as this, though?
It could have been.
I thought maybe that was after, but I could be wrong.
I think Dolly Dearest might have been 90.
Maybe.
I don't remember though.
Yeah, but the good guy dolls in here are inspired by My Buddy.
And I had one of those, by the way.
Do you check the batteries constantly?
Well, no, he didn't have any. He didn't talk or anything. He didn't have batteries. All my buddy was, you just dress him. That's it. He put clothes on him.
And then you leave the room and then he's sitting in the other side of the room. You didn't even know.
I took him everywhere, man. I took him on vacations. Honestly, just like the commercial. Take him anywhere, my buddy. It's it's true. He was my little friend. And then I threw him in the garbage.
That is fucked up.
Instead of him stabbing me in the back, I stabbed him in the back. I just threw him in the back. That's what you do to your friends, I guess.
No. Some friends do that.
Yeah, really. Turn around, Alex. Yeah, then they made Kid's sister. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah. It's when they had Alvin and the Chipmunks, they had the Chipettes afterwards.
Why are the women? Why are the girls? Why are they? It's like they were mad that the boys get a My Buddy doll.
The boy.
Yeah. Hey, boy.
The boy. Kind of reminds me of that video I always watch where this a guy's imitating all these characters and he's portraying a brother, a sister, and a mom. And there's a point where he's saying okay, Mom, I'm going out. He's talking to his sister. And the mom's like, where you going over with? The boy. The boyfriend. The boy.
Dewey Dembula, give me the power, I beg of you. How come there's nothing happening?
Yeah, where's the thunder? Where's the lightning?
What did you guys think? What did you guys think?
I did hear in the background a train horn.
Oh, there's a train going right now. What did you guys think of the way that was portrayed? Like as far as like him using like a voodoo. At first, you don't really know it's voodoo.
Yeah.
But it's like, but what do you think of the supernatural aspect? Like,
I've always kind of liked that, you know, because like that's.
I always did too. Yeah.
I mean, it's established from the beginning of the movie that he's doing voodoo.
Well. What I like too is that it's constant. Like, I like how they keep it consistent with the sequels too. Like, that's what he does. Yeah. You know, I'm glad they. That's why I didn't like. We'll get to that when they change the stupid shit. But anyway.
I will admit though, every single I remember. I think it was after we did the fan commentary on the Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
We were still in the live stream and out. I think Rob was kind of falling asleep and he got up, but me and Alex watched Child's Play for free on YouTube.
Wait, I fell asleep. When did I fall asleep?
No, you left the stream to fall asleep.
Oh yeah.
It was after
when Child's Play was for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, did we? Oh. I don't remember.
I think it was after we did the fan commentary for the Punisher.
Oh,
it was after a show that we did.
So you guys watched 2 movies in a row?
I think that was the only one we watched. Actually, was just Child's Play.
Yeah.
And I will admit, the first. Oh, we got Forka in the chat.
Hey, Forka.
Hey, Forka. It's been a while.
I know. It's good to see him back in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, didn't Julie said that she watched it with us too?
Yeah, she was there. The child.
Oh wait, so maybe it was not the Punisher fan commentary. Never mind.
Maybe it's one of the.
Wait, I remember watching Child's Play with you. Like I remember.
Yeah, we started.
But I think you were tired and you were kind of falling asleep and you went and you got off.
Oh well, maybe I can't remember
because I remember you in the background you were nodding off on the couch and.
Yeah, I was probably pretty tired. I don't know.
That might have been probably after maybe the Rambo show or something like that.
Rob wanted to watch Bride of Chucky instead.
Yeah, you know what? The special effects do hold up. I mean, that's the thing. Like the cheap special effects that they use, not only that, but the practical effects.
Yes.
Like we'll get to that. Like when Chucky gets burned and all that stuff.
Yes.
Like
great,
really cool stuff.
I will admit the part that always made me cringe every single time I saw this movie, and when I say it's a great scene, but it always made me cringe. What's that?
The car scene?
No, it's when he confronts the voodoo guy.
Oh.
And he has the voodoo doll of the doctor.
Oh yeah, when he does the Indiana Jones thing.
And he's breaking his legs and
you
hear the bone snap and oh god.
Legs. Which
and
that's one thing that doesn't make sense though. Like, where did he get that voodoo doll? Did Chucky have it the whole time, or did he get it from his?
No, he got it from the store. It was there.
Why is it there though?
Maybe he made it. He made himself. I don't know.
That's one thing. Okay, that doesn't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Chucky's not a master at voodoo. It's not like he can just put a curse on that little doll and say it's him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you never see Chucky doing voodoo dolls, poking, whatever.
But going back to
Chucky just does chants. That's all he can do.
Let's talk about how about Brad Dourif as Chucky? I mean, perfect.
Perfect. Great.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. How can you replace him? You can't. It's like he is the Robert Englund of Freddy. It's like you can't. I'm sorry. If you try to replace him, you can't.
And he's also kind of like the Doug Bradley Pinhead.
Exactly.
Like without Doug Bradley, it's not Pinhead. Without Chucky, it's not. Without Brad Dourif, it's not Chucky. Without Robert Englund, it ain't Freddy.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already tried to replace Robert, so it's like.
And they failed miserably with Jackie Earl.
I'm wondering if the day where Brad says, I don't want to do it anymore, and then they replace him, that's going to be the day where we'll find out, okay.
Well, they kind of did in the remake with Mark Hamill.
Well, yeah, but...
That was a completely different take, though.
It was a completely different thing. That's why I don't count that, because it's... They could have called that movie anything else, Yeah.
But I would say... For Brad Dourif, I mean, he's fantastic, and And of course, you get to see him in live action as Charles E. Ray before he goes into the doll.
That's what I like too. Yeah, they get to see him before. Yeah.
And he gets shot by the cops and he's dying and he transfers his soul. I've always been a big fan of Brad Dourif, like not just from Child's Play, but I loved him in Exorcist 3.
Yes.
Loved him in Graveyard Shift.
If you guys haven't seen Exorcist 3, you're missing out. That's like one of the best. It's 100 times better than Exorcist 2. Sorry.
Oh, there's no fucking
that's
denying that.
I mean,
Brad Dourif is just absolutely mesmerizing as the Gemini killer in Exorcist 3.
And then there's One Flew Over the
The Gemini is dead. No, I'm not.
And
you can, and I think that was the same year that Brad Dourif had Child's Play 2. Was 1990.
Yeah. Well, every time Brad Dourif talks and he screams or he has a high pitched voice, even in Halloween, the remake, when he was the sheriff, I'm like, dude, Chucky.
Chucky. Sheriff Chucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Brad Dourif was also in like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and
part one of what, Julie? Are you talking about Exorcist?
I think she was talking about The Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
Because I think we were talking about Exorcist 3 with Brad Dourif.
My dad's scared of that movie. He saw it when it came out. My dad did, and he will not. He will not watch it again.
But
I keep telling him.
I think Brad Dourif was perfect as Chucky.
Yes,
he was the perfect choice. He was the perfect voice, and I love the cast around him. I really like Catherine Hicks, Chris Sarandon.
Yeah, let's get into those characters. I always liked those characters so much that it was sad that they never returned.
Catherine Hicks was fantastic. I believed everything. I mean, up to where she was holding the doll and she's like, "Talk to me, damn it!" Like she honestly, she gave a phenomenal performance. Like I just wanted her back, like so bad. I
hope she comes back in the show.
Yeah,
that's what I hope. I don't think she will, but I'm hoping.
She still does conventions.
If they do this show like Cobra Kai, that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
Bring back Kreese and like how they brought back Kreese and Johnny
and the monks.
Fuck the monks.
Screw the monks.
Fuck
that's what you should be for Halloween is a damn monk.
I think you actually gave Alex an idea, Rob.
I gotta shave my head.
Yeah, there you go. And then you got to go bowling. You got to film that too.
You can't forget the bowling.
And then you need to have a pet hawk.
Julie's asking, is the show going to be on Netflix?
What show?
I think the
Chucky. Chucky, yeah.
No, it's going to be on Sci-Fi and USA.
Sci-Fi, I think. Yeah, it's a sci-fi stuff.
Oh, yeah, Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi and USA channel.
But Cobra Kai will be on Netflix for season.
Yeah, Cobra Kai's on Netflix.
December 31st, everybody. Be prepared.
Yeah.
But and you figure I really like Chris Sarandon as the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
And it's a shame because like Chris Sarandon didn't really get many roles.
Afterwards, he was
getting afterwards.
He did.
He had Fright Night, and then he had Child's Play.
I think everyone remembers him from Fright Night, especially.
Yeah, especially Fright Night.
Fright Night. This is directed by the same director as Fright Night, Tom Holland.
Yeah. Spider-Man, yay!
Spider-Man, Tom.
I really like Tom Holland as a.
No. I'm talking about the actual talented Tom Holland, the director.
Yeah.
Guys,
Tom Holland, Spider-Man himself did this.
Woo!
Have you seen Child's Play review in the last 3-4 years? Everybody makes that joke. Directed by Tom Holland, not Spider-Man Tom Holland.
Yeah.
So he did a great job.
Yeah, Chris Sarandon was great. I also, like I said, I really like Catherine Hicks. I really like Alex Vincent.
And you know what, too? Also, comparing this, Friday the 13th, the kills in this are kind of like it because you don't see Chucky fully doing it. You just see something happen.
It's a POV shot.
Yeah, it's a POV shot like they did in the original Friday 13th movie.
Yeah.
So it's got that too, a little bit.
Yeah. So that there's like different is the doll really alive? Is it Andy? Because she yelled at him for going to bed or for keep turning on the TV.
One of the creepiest parts, I think, is the when Aunt or Maggie,
Yeah.
When she's in the apartment and he's like messing with her, like he's like doing all this stuff, and he's like sitting there and he turns his head. Like there is, man, first time watching that, like I remember being like creeped out just because. Like, yeah, is he alive or what's going on here?
That moment in our lives where like we're by ourselves one night and then you think you hear something and it's in your head, you're kind of paranoid all of a sudden.
Or when they take the footprints, like when they try to blame Andy, and it's like I love that because if you think about it, Andy's footprints would be about the size maybe of Chucky's in a way,
and because they also have the good guy logo stuff on it.
Right. I love that whole scene with the footprints because it brings another like, okay, like who did it? Like what happened here? And you could kind of like see the police and like, even Catherine Hicks like not believing Andy because why would you? It's like
I kind of felt sorry for Andy.
I did. I felt sorry for him the whole freaking movie.
That scene is creepy when he's telling her that Chucky said this and that, and then in her head she's freaking out because like my boy might be crazy. She's thinking please don't say this stuff like this.
One of the parts that makes my hair stand up is when she checks for the batteries and they're not in there.
Yeah,
that's
and then the batteries fall out of the box.
Yeah, that's like probably one of the creepiest parts, I think, too.
Well, what makes that scene really creepy is the musical score.
The music, yes. Yeah. Very tense.
Yes.
It's like when she reads the box and it says batteries included, she quickly turns around and then you hear that like that music.
And like when he's under the sofa and like she's like walking over there just to see and like that whole part, man.
Yeah, when the batteries fall, and it says batteries included, it's the perfect. That was the original title was going to be batteries not included, but
eventually made into a movie.
Yeah, which is a good movie, by the way.
It's definitely it's definitely oh shit moments in the movie,
I will admit the very first time I ever saw the original Child's Play, there was one scene that did make me jump because I didn't see it coming. It's when she was going to open the back of Chucky to check for the batteries.
Yeah.
And when she was about ready to open the little contraption thing where the batteries go in, that it quickly cuts to, "Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play?"
Yeah, he turns his head all the way around.
Yeah.
Exorcist moment. It's an exorcist moment. Like all of a sudden, yeah.
Definitely.
I will admit that made me jump the first time I did see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming.
Creepy moment in the movie was at the end after he gets burned and then he disappears again and then he puts Andy in the floor and then he says, "Hello, Andy." That shot when he's walking towards him, like, which they used a little person for that.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. The effects though, like what his burnt, like when he's all burnt, like it looked
fantastic.
Just give me the boy and I'll let you live.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
At that point, he just pissed off. Like, you don't care anymore.
Yeah.
A great line of dialogue at the end. I thought we'd be friends to the end.
Yeah. This is the end, friend.
And just,
yeah, this is how you do this kind of movie with the tone that they went for, like as far as like a boy and his doll that's alive. Like this is how you do it. I mean,
and that is in the ending when he dies.
Yeah,
it's creepy, but also a little sad too because he's like when he says like his last line, like "Hi," and it's Chucky voice, it's Charles B. Ray voice. "Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna?" And then he changes to the good guy doll. Play.
As much as I like the other sequels, as far as like Child's Play 2 and 3, it's almost like Freddy. It's like Freddy got really funny and like said like these one-liners as the sequels went on. I kind of feel like this is what kind of happens here, even though I feel like it like maybe didn't start fully until Bride of Chucky, but still, we get to see. I almost compare this to like Nightmare on Elm Street 1 or even 2, because Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was really serious and it was really like, like he hardly said anything, even though he had, I think, less lines in the first movie. But that's what I kind of compare this to as well. It's like you can see the progress. Like you can see how they wanted to make Chucky a more funnier character after this.
Because people really responded to Chucky's lines and everything. And more of that.
I like horror killers that can talk too. Like I like horror killers that say like "fuck you" and like just don't give a crap. Like Chucky just doesn't care. He just says what he says. Freddy,
he truly is a mean son of a bitch.
He is, and you don't see too many people. Like, what other horror killers can you mention that just come out and say like I'm gonna fucking kill you or something? Like
they think it's
funny. I guess another one that you can kind of say is probably Leprechaun.
Well, besides his he's always trying to rhyme and shit. Like it's
right.
I would say
I got to my nerves.
I would say maybe Ghostface, like especially in Scream 3 when he was like he didn't give a shit, but
any other thoughts on this one before we move on to part 2?
Thumbs up for me. This
is a huge thumbs up. It's definitely one of the best 80s horror films. It's definitely one of the best horror films. Yeah. It's definitely one of the best films, period, from the 80s. Not just horror films, but just films, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it introduced another well-known horror character, just like Freddy, Jason, Michael, and Leatherface. This kind of stapled Chucky into the horror character category.
Well, Julie, Leatherface doesn't really talk. He kind of just like mumbles. Or screams. Yeah. Unless you want to count that terrible prequel film.
Oh God.
Where he has a lot of lines.
You mean
Leatherface?
Yeah. Stephen Dorff. Yeah.
All right. So the original Child's Play went on to do $33.2 million domestic box office and $44.1 million worldwide on a $9 million budget. So pretty sizable hit.
$9 million budget. I tell you what, I'd say that's a pretty decent sized budget for a horror film.
I think they really stretched that out. I think they really used. Where was it shot? Did they shoot in the back alleys of? Huh?
It was Chicago.
Was it actually Chicago though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe some scenes were shot in like the backlots or something.
It was mostly shot in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And. On IMDb, it has a 6.6 rating.
That's way too low.
Yeah,
I agree, Julie. He can be if you're talking about Leatherface, he especially in the remake. The remake, he is creepy. I think.
This is your guys' favorite site, Rotten Tomatoes, 71%, which is not bad.
That's actually decent, but I still think it could be higher.
That's a pretty good rating for a horror film, though.
So that's the critics and audience score and Rotten Tomatoes.
What was it on IMDb?
6.6.
Fuck that.
And on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score, the critic score is 71%, and the audience score is 63%.
So the audience thinks it's just blah.
Maybe because a lot of people, it's funny, not a lot of horror fans, but some horror fans don't like Child's Play because they just find Chucky just being goofy from the beginning. It's a doll, just kick him, just throw him, But he's sneaky. Though people forget, like Chucky's sneaky,
Oh, like Freddy ain't goofy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Great graphics.
Chucky takes his time sometimes.
You're on prime time, bitch.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the original Child's Play.
Yeah.
The original 1988 classic.
So great film. We all agree on that one.
Yes, love it.
Yes, for sure.
Oh, but now we are getting on to even better stuff right here now.
My favorite here that we're getting.
My favorite as well.
That is Child's Play 2 Electric Blue.
Give me that poster. Bam! There we go.
That is an iconic freaking poster. I
love that. love that poster.
I always love the poster. Sorry, Jack, Chucky's back.
Yeah, this is how you do a sequel. Like
that was the teaser trailer for it. If you guys can look it up on YouTube. It's just like
yeah,
box about boom, Chucky's footsteps in it, and then he says, "Sorry, Jack, Chucky's back."
This is how you do a sequel, guys. Like this is how you do it. I mean, honestly,
I wish that was in the movie. He actually killed a Jack in the Box because I always hate those things.
Yeah.
I never liked the Jack in the Box together.
Yep,
those are creepy.
That's an iconic poster too. I mean, wow.
It's one of the best posters out. I think it's just it's at all like
definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, Child's Play 2. This one came out 2 years after. So but it changed studios. The first one was MGM, and this one was Universal. It's been Universal ever since.
Yep.
Minus the remake. That was
and Alex Vincent, he didn't even look really that much different from the first. Even though it was 2 years later, he still didn't look that much different.
No, he still looked the same.
Yeah.
This one that was directed by John Lafia, who sadly passed away a few years ago.
Unfortunately, I think
last year. I kind of lost.
Unfortunately, I think he took his own life.
Yeah. He also co-wrote this first one. So he was a big part of making Chucky the way the character is.
And thank you, John Lafia up there. Thank you.
Yeah, he had his hand in it.
Yeah. And then he directed this one, and this one is a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah,
definitely my favorite.
Majority.
Which I wouldn't know, but the thing is, the last couple of years, I've heard more people say the third one's their favorite.
Well, I think the third one flew under the radar a lot, but like back then, and people are just starting to get like familiar with it. It seems like
this one, it's always been most people's favorite. Even this is the original.
Yes.
Yeah. My brother had the full size poster of this in his room.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think because the big reason why this is a lot of people's favorites because this will get more Chucky. We get
yeah. It's more Chucky for sure.
Definitely more Chucky.
It introduces a new side character.
Yeah. Kyle.
Christina Lee.
Foster sister of Andy.
Which I really do think Christina Lee as Kyle. I would say one of the more underrated female horror characters.
Yes.
She's very. You know what? She reminds me of like a Nancy Thompson, like a Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street. She's very quiet, but she's also strong-willed. She's very strong-willed. Yeah,
she's not a pushover.
She's a little more like kind of like sass attitude a bit compared to
she's not a damsel in distress though.
He gets to kick Chucky's ass at the very end too.
Yeah, she's not a damsel. She's not sitting there screaming, "Help me!"
She has some great lines to herself.
I mean, I'm sorry, no one can beat Ripley. Ripley is probably the most badass female, horror character, but Kyle is for sure up there. She's up there.
Yeah,
it was cool to meet her in person too. So
yeah, that would have been cool to meet her.
She was awesome.
Yeah,
her name backwards, Kyle.
You should have said that, Don. Did you?
Yeah, you should have said that.
Her and Alex Vincent were so good, nice people, such nice people.
Did she tell you to hold her cigarette and you wanted to taste it?
Yeah, really.
I didn't. We didn't talk about Child's Play 2 actually.
Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah, because
I brought her up. I brought her up boiling point.
Okay.
Yeah, that she probably didn't read. She probably would never have guessed that someone would do that because
I handed it to her and she's like, "Oh my god, I never see this before."
Thomas likes to go outside the box a bit when you meet somebody.
I did that with Zach Galligan. I did that with Tony Todd and Christina Lees, and
I think actors appreciate that because they
every single time I do it, they always love it.
They probably think, okay, no one really cares about that movie. It's not getting good scores or whatever. No one really cares. So I think I would do the same thing in in your shoes, Thomas. If I was going to meet somebody, like I would do that.
Yeah, that's what I did with Larry Gilliard Jr., who was in The Water Boy, and Gangs in New York and The Walking Dead. Like I brought up Survive the Night to him, and he went crazy about it. He loved it.
That's cool.
I tell you, Tony Todd went insane when I brought up Enemy Territory to him. He actually, because I brought up the VHS for him to sign, and he said, and he asked me, "Is it okay if I take a picture of this and put it on my Twitter?" Because he loved it. So cool. Whenever I do that with celebrities, like I make them happy like that, that always makes me feel good.
Yeah, because they know that someone appreciates their work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, other than just like one thing, like granted,
right. Whatever they're popular for.
Granted, Tony Todd is always going to be known for Candyman and very well deserved because that's his best role. But like but the guy's been in so much other stuff besides that, though.
Night of the Living Dead remake.
The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock.
And Wishmaster.
Yep.
Final Destination.
Yeah, I mean,
been in a lot of stuff. But yeah, she was actually telling me some really cool behind the scenes stories about Boiling Point, Christina Elise.
Well, the woman in this, I can't remember her name offhand, but the foster mom,
Jenny Gutter from American Werewolf in London.
Yes, that's definitely my favorite werewolf movie. But it was really cool to see her. Yeah,
the foster dad was Garrett Graham.
Garrett Grant, yeah,
from
How's it hanging, Phil?
How's it hanging, Phil?
That's when like you start doing a little more one-liners.
Yeah, Garrett Graham was in Phantom of the Paradise. I believe so. Phantom of the Paradise.
He was a jerk in this movie, though.
He was an asshole. Yeah.
From the beginning,
first rule: don't touch the expensive stuff.
Rule number 2: no running in the house. Like from the beginning, he's like, I don't know about this kid. I don't know. He doesn't even give him a chance. He's
not our child.
Yeah, say that out loud with the door.
Yeah, and when Chucky does kill him, that was so satisfying.
And I don't feel bad.
It has a hanging Phil, and he just kills the shit.
You should have listened to Andy.
Like when he throws Chucky down the stairs, and he tells Andy, he's like, "There, he can't bother you no more." It's just like Andy just looks up at him. It's like, man, you're a jerk to Andy.
Yeah.
Like Andy's trying to tell you something, and you're being stupid.
Yeah.
What do you like to eat? Eggs. I like eggs.
Yeah.
Here's your favorite egg salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hated that probably.
Yeah.
They have their own good guy doll in their house because they've adopted like so many children. They have that toy.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tommy.
Tommy. Yeah. Tommy and Chucky. Rugrats reference.
Tommy and Chucky from the Rugrats.
I know, and this was before Rugrats.
No, I think this was the same year when the Rugrats first debuted.
The Rugrats started in 92?
No, I thought Rugrats were like 1990 or 91.
That's funny though.
Rugrats in the 90s for sure.
And Chucky and Rugrats looks like fucking Chucky. This kid, the killer dog.
Yeah, he does.
Overall,
with red hair.
What the hell?
You gotta put the glasses on him.
It looked just like him, but he was more cowardly and nerdy.
Eat dirt, Tommy.
Yeah.
Dude, I have this funny story. Like this is like 20 years ago. We saw Charles Big 2 on TV with me, my brother, and my cousin, and we're just laughing our asses off throughout the whole movie, especially that part where he buries Tommy.
Well, I love that. Like I'll tell you what, the beginning of this movie is really cool. How they're taking the doll that was burned and they're chipping away. I always like watching that. Like they're chipping away all the burnt stuff, and then they reconstruct the doll. And I love how it's the same doll, so it makes sense that his spirit's still in there.
Yeah.
And I love the guy. What's his name? The guy that takes him home. He stops at the liquor store and he's like, I don't have any cash. He's like, we don't take cards. He's like, this is a gold card. It's just as good as cash. And he's like, well, I can't get any cash, okay? And then he like leaves and he's talking to that woman on the phone. He's like, it's just so funny. Like that guy is hilarious.
Alcohol, yeah.
One of the most underrated like comedic side characters.
Yeah, and again, introduced the owner of the Good Guy company, Mr. Sullivan.
Yeah, because you know what's cool about that too is we get to see more in depth. Like an in-depth look on how these dolls are created, and the whole toy factory is one of the best scenes ever in a horror movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, with the whole finale in the toy factory is so freaking cool.
Yeah, that is.
Cool. I love the whole maze of good guy dolls, and
you could say that this movie too is a little bit gorier,
yes,
a little bit bloodier than the first.
Well, Chucky, I mean, you think Chucky getting burned up and all that shit in the first movie was brutal. Wait till you see this in part 2. Like he gets hot wax poured all over him, and
his hand shoves a knife.
The effect of his hand coming off.
Oh, and he kind of puts like a knife or a hook on his hand.
Yeah, he's like
I hate kids. I love you.
It kind of makes me wonder if I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of got that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. Yeah,
and I love the part when they put that hose of air, the air hose, into his mouth and his head balloons up.
Again, like good special effects. Like special effects were so good in this.
Excellent special effects, especially like the hot wax. He's melting, and
I even think this one has a better score than the first one.
Yeah, it does. And no disrespect to Tom Holland, who did the first Child's Play. No, not Spider-Man. Sorry.
Just sorry, I don't feel so good.
But I really think John Lafayette did a great job directing this, and I really like his direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sadly, after this, I don't think John Lafayette directed ever again.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, what makes it pretty good?
Like work on anything else as like a writer, or
he would not much after this. Maybe TV stuff.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I think this movie has the entire package. Like it does. It has the good kills, the good music, the good characters.
Yes.
And I think Chucky. I don't think he went as over the top as. Obviously, he doesn't see.
This is more of a darker
line. This was middle line Chucky. I think
this was more of a darker Chucky.
He does kill that teacher with that bitch teacher with the ruler though.
You've been very naughty, Miss Kettlewell.
Which
that's a good part.
What kind of teacher locks a student in a room like that?
I like when he's like.
I think the only person I've ever seen do that was probably the principal, Miss Trunchbull, and Matilda.
Right.
I like when he's like. He's like, I won't do it anymore, okay? Now let me the fuck out!
Like, off for that.
I love that line.
Let me out. It's dark in here.
Yeah, it's dark in here, Andy. Let me out of here. Oh, God. Brad Dourif, honestly.
Yeah. And yeah, like, you can tell he's just having the time of his life when he's recording those Chucky lines.
Oh, man.
Which is great.
Hey, I'd be having a blast, too, doing that voice.
Yeah.
It's like a fun character to play. But what I also really liked was I like the direction of Chucky in this for Brad Dourif, because like I feel like it does have a couple of comedic lines, like "You've been very naughty," but it's definitely more of a darker Chucky, like more of a serious Chucky.
He still gets serious sometimes,
but I'm just saying, like, this is definitely probably the most serious he is in the movies.
More than the first one.
I
would say kind of like in line
with the first one.
I would say kind of like in line with the first film when it comes to seriousness.
I think this movie kind of, like I said, it kind of middle lines Chucky to where he's serious, but then he's starting to go. I want to say goofy. That's not the right word, but like more talkative.
I tell you, one of the best parts of the movie is one of the more comedic parts of the movie is when he's forcing Kyle to drive to the toy factory to go find Andy.
And then he pulled over.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
I like when he is that liquor store dude. He's like, now park this piece of shit. Put your arms behind the seat. What? Do it.
Yeah.
And he's like, bang, you're dead. And he's like, the guy laughs with him.
and the cop, and I remember the cop pulls over the car.
Yeah.
Chucky's sitting in the passenger seat.
Floor it. Get real, station wagon. Shit. Pull over. The best part of that scene is when the cop sees the doll and he says, "Oh, it's one of those good guys." Like, "What's your name, buddy?" And he just turns like Chucky. He doesn't even do the good guy voice. Just say like,
Yeah,
Chucky.
like
And the Charles Lee Ray
voice anymore of the good guy doll voice. Like, he doesn't give a shit.
what he yells when his arm or when he loses his hand. I like when he's like, "I'm gonna get you, fuckers."
I'll tell you what, one of the best parts about the car is when Christina Lee tries to run him down in the car.
When she hits the brakes, he goes flying through the window.
Yeah, he just.
And he gets back up and he screams, "Goddamn women drivers!" And he flies off. At first, she does the smart thing. She tries to run him over, but he moves out of the way. But I don't know why she gets out of the car.
I tell you what, that Foster lady gets it bad. Like when she gets stabbed.
You mean the foster mom?
Yeah, or not the foster mom, but the
lady that runs the orphanage.
The lady that runs the place.
Oh, the orphanage.
Yeah, the orphanage.
Yeah. She gets messed up bad.
One thing.
What does he say? He's like, "Amazing, ain't it?" Or something like that. And he's like, yeah.
One thing that doesn't make sense when he calls the orphanage earlier in the movie, he says like, "Oh, this is his Uncle Charles," but so she gives away all the info just like that. Yeah, okay.
Maybe he provides a social security number. I
don't know. I'm trying to reach Andy Barkley here.
Yeah, that's. You know what else too? Like that teacher's a bitch too. Like the teacher, like I remember having a teacher like just as mean as her.
We both had at least one teacher. No, that was it.
I had a teacher like she took a ruler and she's like bam on the desk. It's like
damn this bitch needs Jesus.
It's the same actress who's been in a lot of movies.
What's that?
That actress? Yeah, she was in. I think she was in Speed, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was in Speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the teacher.
The teacher, yeah. She was in Speed, I think, and she was also in Rain Man.
Donnie Darko.
She's been in a lot.
She was a teacher in Donnie Darko. Yeah. Have you guys seen that movie, Donnie Darko?
Yeah, my third grade teacher was also me and Julie. My fourth grade teacher and fifth grade teacher.
We all had a Miss Kiddo.
Oh yeah, I'm looking her up now, and she's in a shitload of stuff. Holy
Too bad we couldn't beat him with a ruler, huh, Julie?
Have you seen a lot of movies? She's popped up in like a lot of stuff throughout the years.
Oh yeah, she played the mom at the farmhouse in Rain Man. That's right.
Yeah. Yes.
She was also if you remember the Wizard, that she was the diner manager in the Wizard. She was in Flatliners and oh yeah, The Dark Half by George Romero. She was in that.
Oh, you know what? Another funny part of the movie is it has nothing to do with. It's not Chuck. Go ahead.
She was in City Slickers too. That's right.
Yes.
I
just bought that on Blu-ray, by the way.
Another funny part is not something that Chucky says is that driver, the newspaper driver, like the one that Kyle stops because Chucky and Andy are in the back of the truck and they escape, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing, crazy bitch?"
Yeah, this movie, honestly, it's my favorite. It's freaking so good. It's
the finale.
I love this movie.
The finale at the warehouse.
Oh, the whole finale, whole third act in the toy factory is great. I love it does, and like once it goes into the toy factory in the finale, it just doesn't stop until the very end.
Yeah,
and you can see how those dolls are made, like by the machines. Like you can see. How
one of the best deaths in the movie is when that guy gets his eyes poked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The eyeballs installed into his eyes, eye socket. Yeah. It's a great death.
Chucky tries to do the chant. He would have done it because he does like.
Again, it kind of reminds me of Friday 13th Part 6, where in the beginning where Chucky gets the thing, his eyes, and it gets stuck, and then that guy gets it. He sends like electricity, like it almost, it's like Jason Lives, like when he gets reborn with electricity. So it's like, I don't know.
He gives his life.
Yeah.
You know what? Electricity is the real element that gives life.
It is. Like King Kong versus Godzilla. That's how King Kong got power.
It's lightning and
Frankenstein. Yep.
So, yeah. Final thoughts of the movie.
This is 3 thumbs up. If I had another, hand,
So,
it would. Yeah. Honestly,
I would give this a quadruple thumbs up.
So-
I had 4 thumbs.
both you guys. This is both your favorites.
Yes.
this is hands down my favorite. Yes.
Yeah, this is my favorite, hands down as well.
Like this one you've seen the most.
Yes.
Probably yeah.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I also grew up watching the TV version of this summit because I had it on VHS.
Honestly, I've watched this and part 3 more than I've watched the first movie.
Wow, interesting.
I mean, I've seen the first movie a lot, but I'm just saying I've seen this movie and the third movie more.
Out of the first 3, I've seen part 3 the most.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, out of the first.
Okay.
3. So, all right. So, Child's Play 2.
Excellent.
Oh, actually, before we move on with all that stuff, we haven't really mentioned Don Mancini. He's written all of them.
Yeah, Don Mancini. Yeah,
he's still writing.
I think he's doing a great job with the new one too.
Yeah, because it's funny because his original script for Child's Play, when it was called Blood Buddies and Bad News Night Included and all that, it was gonna be. Chucky was not gonna be a killer. There was no Charles Lee Ray in the script. There was, Andy was the killer, and there was no voodoo, nothing. The whole voodoo stuff came from Tom Holland and I think John Laffey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Well, we didn't get into like the original idea. They were going to have Chris Sarandon and Catherine Hicks back for the sequel.
Yeah, and actually, there was supposed to be a court scene where she gets committed into the mental hospital.
Yeah.
We're supposed to see that.
Which, to be honest, that would have sucked.
The only thing we get to see in this movie is a picture of her.
Yeah. And they tell the Mr. Sullivan and the guy, they talk about how the cops denied the story and she's the one who backed Andy up in the story. Which what? The detective didn't help afterwards. What the hell?
And that stupid counselor is trying to help Andy realize that it's all in his head. He's just like, nightmares can't hurt us, can they? And it's like, dude, shut up. It's not a nightmare, you idiot.
I know. Well, when a little kid's saying my dog's alive, he's trying to kill me. He's trying to possess my soul. You don't really know.
Oh, you're crazy, kid. Yeah, it's like you're crazy. You need to be in a loony bin.
Yeah. All right. So Child's Play 2 went on to do $28.5 million domestically and $35.7 million worldwide on a $13 million budget. Not bad.
Not bad, no.
Actually, really good because when this one came out, they immediately went into production on the third one, and we'll get to that. Rotten Tomatoes score 40%. That's really low.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
What about IMDb?
IMDb 5.9.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Audience score on Rotten Tomatoes 47%. So a lot more.
What? Come on.
Yeah. Funny, one of the only big critics at the time that liked Child's Play 2 was actually Roger Ebert.
Which is cool.
He actually gave it a positive review, for the first one and this one.
Which is actually cool.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I thought the audience score would be more because of the fact that a lot of people this is their favorite. So
I know. So that was we all liked it. I really like. To this day, I still like this movie a lot.
Yes, it's a great flick.
Yeah. So, like I said, it was literally right when this movie came out. They greenlit part 3, and then Don Mancini started writing it when part 2 was still in theaters.
Well, wait a minute. What's your favorite, Alex? You haven't told what your favorite is.
Oh, the original.
The original is your favorite? Okay, that's good.
But I probably if you guys wanted to watch 2, I would probably it's more fun. To me, part 2 is a little more fun compared to the first one. But I always prefer the more creepier movie, the more slow paced movie. Yeah, but part 2 is a solid. It's a really good sequel.
For me, I guess it's depending on what mood I'm in. If I'm in for
That's true.
Yeah, like
And I think the animatronics on part 2 is even better. Like that one, because the budget's bigger and like okay, more we get more Steve, more Chucky, and all that.
yeah.
So yeah, like I said, they fast tracked the part 3, and it came out not even a year later, like 9 months later.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah. Child's Play 3. I think this is one of the most underrated
horror sequels ever.
Yeah.
Well, that and part of this franchise, I think it's one of the most underrated too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I really like the military school setting.
Yes.
I did too.
It was different, and
so it's like a lot more harder for Andy. You can see Andy as a teenager now. And it's played by a different actor, Justin Whalen.
I like Justin Whalen.
For years, actually, honestly, I didn't like him because I thought I always prefer Alex Vincent as Andy because he was the original Andy. Well,
the movie I remember.
This one did a good job. I thought he portrayed a traumatized teenager really well.
Yeah, he did.
Hey. The movie that I remember him in, you remember seeing that movie called Susie Q with Amy Jo Johnson?
Yes!
Yes.
I remember from that.
It was on the Disney Channel.
And Justin Whalen was also in Serial Mom.
Yeah, and he played Jimmy Olsen in the Lewis and Clark show.
Yeah, he did.
I think honestly, I think he did a good job. The military setting being that it's in a different location, obviously he's a little bit older, and it's kind of interesting to see Chucky to still go after him after all these years. It's like, it's interesting to see how that would work out when he's older, because we've only seen him be young in the first 2 films. So it's like now he's older. It's just, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it starts off like right where the second one left off at the factory. It's years later, but like we see like the Chucky's dead body, and they take it to the machine.
Yeah. They do kind of like the same. It's almost like I don't want to call that like they copied kind of like a part 2, like the whole beginning where they try to remold him. But it's like, I think the part 2 was done better as far as the POV shots of the doll being restored.
It's not like you see like the liquid mold in the the way it looked always remember like it looks like a milkshake or something,
And then when his face is formed or the head, and then he's like, "Ah!" He just yells like.
It kind of looks like, what? It's funny because the tagline to this is "Look Who's Talking." It looks like the birth scenes in "Look Who's Talking," like when he's being reborn, the hands and everything.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what they're recording.
Yeah.
That's not Mikey. It's Chucky. Yeah, he's reborn.
What?
In a way, he gets a new body. He says that later in the movie, so he can tell the new kid Tyler who he is. Which I don't. Do you guys like the character of Tyler?
I think he's okay.
He's all right. Yeah.
I mean, I prefer Alex Vincent, but Tyler was just, I don't know. There wasn't really anything interesting about him as far as like, we don't know him that well.
No. He's just really obsessed with good guy dolls for some reason.
What do you think of the story? Okay, so this is something that I just don't understand it. Okay, yeah. Chucky got a new body.
Yes. And
when he tells somebody, that's the person he can do his voodoo curse on when he tells them. But technically, he kind of got, in the second movie, it's like his body was redone, but his head was still there in this movie. Like they just reconstructed his head. Technically that's not a new body technically.
Well, And in this one, it's like they literally took what was left of him after Child's Play 2, and they literally like kind of like molded him up, like kind of like squished him, and then like put him again. So technically, it's a new body.
It's a new body, yeah, but
well, I guess that's why he's. I guess I don't know. Chucky seems to bend the rules a bit. And like,
yeah, because when he gets delivered as a package, he's going to be going to Andy. So it's like, why not just go to Andy? Why stop because Tyler is the one who saw you first?
Because he can trick Tyler, and he does trick him really easily. Like, oh, I'm your fan, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because Tyler is so naive.
Yeah,
and like
a little too naive though.
He is a little. I mean, I don't know. The rules are a little bit bent here. Like, it just seems like he should have just, I know Andy's older, so maybe they just stuck with the whole child formula. Like, it's easier just to do it that way, but I don't know.
Like, the only way for him to transfer his soul to Andy at this point in the story is to knock him out, literally. And
you can't really stop him now.
Yeah. Once Andy sees him, when he first sees him, he freaks out. Like, oh my God, it's Chucky.
Yeah.
Which is great.
But Chucky is a little bit more over the top in this movie than he is in 2.
Yeah.
But I still think it's done. I think it's done well. I think
and Brad Dourif still has it too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I don't think it's over the top as much as, like, let's say, like Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Or even 6, in that matter, Freddy's dead. But it's like,
see the Chucky.
Yeah, but in this movie, when he kills the barber and he's like, it's definitely you. Things like that. It's like, okay, he's being comical, but
there was a great line in the trailer that's not in the movie where, like, right before he slices his throat, he says, "Regulate this."
Yeah.
Like, in the movie, the guy says, like, the hair's long, and that's not really regulation. Like, I wish they would have kept that line where, like, regulate this. That's Andrew Robinson from Hellraiser.
Yeah, the father.
Yeah.
I thought that general was a douchebag. I'm glad he died.
Oh,
what's his name?
Shelton.
No, not Shelton. The general, the rat guy.
Oh, the one that had a heart attack.
When he's like, he was a dick in the whole movie.
Oh, you mean Colonel Cochran?
Yeah, he was a dick in the whole movie. He's like, now, Tyler, we're not playing with dolls, are we? Dolls are for girls. And like, even when Barkley first comes there, he's like, I can spell boy. Like, he was like just being a dick to like everybody. I know he's supposed to be like a tough guy general, but still.
Yeah.
That's an actor I've seen in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but no, I like Shelton. Like, I think Shelton is, I don't know. It's just something about him. I like how he tries to act like he's cocky, but then he gets, De Silva basically puts him down, and then he just, I don't know.
What did you say? I called you asshole, sir.
Give me 20. He's a 20 what, sir? Or 25 what, sir? 25 push-ups to Silva. 1, sir. 2, sir.
That means like one-handed. 24, sir.
25, sir.
Recover.
Then there's White Horse.
White Horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
White Horse, yeah. White
Horse, yeah.
The nerdy character who doesn't stand up for himself. Which, you know what, though? I never really appreciated that character ever until, like, recently saw it. Like, he actually kind of has, like, a...
Until he lays on the grenade.
Yeah, like, he finally does something like, okay, even after he sees Chucky as alive, he doesn't help Andy, which is frustrating. Because Andy's been saying throughout almost the whole movie, Chucky's alive, he's trying to go after Tyler, no one's helping him. And like,
even Tyler is not even... Even Tyler, when he sees Chucky, like, alive, he's not like, oh, my God. Like,
hey, what's up?
yeah. As soon as he comes out, he's like, tampering with the mail is a federal offense, and he's like, what's your name? Like, what's your name? Yeah. He's just like, oh, hi, what's your name? Oh, you're alive?
Yeah. He's like, I'm Chucky. Like, my real name is Charles Ray, and then Tyler keeps calling him Charles throughout the whole movie. I love that.
Charles, stop swearing.
Yeah. Charles, come to find me. Shit.
Let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys this: what would you say is your favorite death in Child's Play 3?
Death?
I love the garage or the garbage truck scene.
Oh, the garbage man when he gets crushed.
Yeah,
in the garbage
I
truck.
love that scene.
You know what's one of my favorite actually is when Sullivan gets killed.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Sullivan gets bludgeoned with
yeah. Sullivan comes back in this one a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah, he gets hit with a golf club. He gets darts in him. He gets
he gets a lot.
He gets strangled with a yo-yo.
And that's what Chucky says, like just like the good old days, nothing but strangulation to get the circulation going.
I think one of the cleverest scenes though is when he switches all the bullets and they start firing on each other. Like that is perfect. Like that was great.
And Shelby gets killed, and then of course they blame Andy.
Yeah.
You know what it did?
Yeah.
Because of course Andy can't get a break.
And then the other
What did you think of the third act of when inside that fun house? Like
I love that third act.
I love the fun house.
That is what's cool about that is like they go from the toy factory. It's like they would like, okay, we got to have a big setting. We got to have a good setting. I love it. It's different. A fun house is completely, I mean, it's still kind of like fun because you have a toy factory with toys, and here we have a fun house with like, you know, just like fun things. So it's like they're still sticking to that kind of formula.
Yeah, I like how you expect it to be the final showdown to be at the woods. You know, the whole gun was it paintball? Yeah, paintball war. But like, no, it goes to a different kind of takes you by surprise. It takes you to the carnival with the fun house and all that. Which, even though it's a great moment when that kind of like what Green Reaper thing slashes Chucky's face. Why the fuck do they have a sharp ass thing that can kill? You know, in the fun house.
Maybe.
But it's great though. Like that
a
effect.
figure, maybe a figure.
That effect when that thing's
arm thing. I don't know.
Yeah, like that effect that when he had his face flash and
it's a mask, Ash.
Is it? He's grotesque face now.
Yeah, I love the way that Chucky dies at the end of this.
Oh yeah, getting cut into hundreds of pieces.
Yeah, which kind of leads into why he looks the way he does in Bride of Chucky.
Yeah, even though tiny pieces, though, you know, whatever.
Yeah, he gets obliterated in this.
Pretty much, yeah.
Would you say he gets more? Would you say he gets more obliterated in this than part 2, or?
Well, yeah, in a way, he's in pieces in this.
His whole freaking body got cut into pieces by that. There's even an explosion, you know.
Michael Bay style.
Yeah, like
Michael Bay style.
And technically, he shouldn't even be in the body anymore.
Yeah, his body. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people always say, like, who mailed Chucky in this movie?
Who what?
Who mailed him to the military school?
Oh, who mailed him?
Yeah.
He probably did it himself in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't wrap himself up though.
No, he probably teleported, maybe.
No, you know what though? I always had the theory, like, after he killed Sullivan, he probably left a note saying, like, please send this doll to Andy Barkley as a story. Something like that, you know?
Probably, yeah.
But
he can't wrap himself up, so.
But then again, dumbass Tyler had to tamper with the.
I like when he breaks out of the package. He's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
I know. That's a great jump scare when he comes out of the box.
Yeah, it is.
That's
great jump scare.
I like when he's like, Chucky, come find me. And he's like, come out, you little son of a bitch.
This definitely does have some of the more underrated comedic lines.
Yeah.
When he tells him he wants to play Hide the Soul, like, I don't want to play that dumb game. You're a fucking dragon and all that. Watch your mouth, child. Stop calling me that.
Yeah.
That little gag of Tyler calling Chucky Charles Charles. That's great.
Yeah. Like I guess you could say it's like Chucky hated that name. Like I guess that's why he changed to Chucky.
Granted, I know who played the character of Tyler. Jeremy
Silvers.
Yeah, have you seen what he is nowadays?
Yes, dude. Yeah.
Didn't you read? He was supposed to get this package.
Don't expect him to appear in the Chucky TV series. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just saying
Don't.
that. Don't expect him. But just saying because I always want to see that character come back, or whatever.
I don't know. It
Might
seems like
even come back.
Imagine if he did come back. It's like, remember me, Charles?
Hey, Charles.
Shout out to Heezy. That's his favorite character, the franchise Tyler.
I want to see. I don't. What did you think of De Silva? I kind of want to see her come back.
Oh yeah, I thought.
Perry Reeves.
Great.
Yeah.
I thought she was great. I thought she was kind of like a.
She's definitely strong-willed.
Yeah, definitely from the beginning.
She is strong-willed, but I wouldn't say I like her as much as Kyle. But
they didn't develop her enough.
No.
I mean,
right? Yeah.
But
she was just kind of like a love interest, and it's just kind of like, eh. But
although I do like Perry Reeves as De Silva.
Yeah,
she's also underrated. I think
she is. Yeah.
She also played in Old School.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She does more TV now, right?
Yeah, television shows. Yeah.
Well, there you go. She could be in the Chucky series.
Yeah, she was I think she was in the show Entourage.
Yeah, Entourage. That's right.
Done more.
She was.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though for continuity reasons, it's like her character is connected to the Justin Whalen, Andy Barclay. So
Yeah.
it's like, I think I don't like. It would be cool to see her back, but I really don't expect them to bring back characters from Child's Play 3, just because it's a different actor. You know what I mean? It's just like
but at the same time,
they're not ignoring. They're not ignoring Child's Play 3. They have in the later movies, you see like the 10th military school stuff is acknowledged. It happened, but
from what I understand about Child's Play 3, I think John Ritter was supposed to have a role in this.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a security guard at the beginning.
Yeah, but then he eventually ended up becoming the sheriff in Bride of
Chucky. He was busy dealing with another ginger-haired kid.
Problem Child.
Yeah, it came out the same year.
Yeah.
This is the same year Problem Child 2 came out. Yeah. 91.
yeah, this movie is good. Like,
And we figured John Ritter was probably busy doing Stay Tuned because that was released a year after this, probably.
Yeah, he was really busy at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing Stephen King's It, Problem Child 1 and 2, Stay Tuned. He was like,
he was on fire.
And then he eventually would have like Sling Blade and
and then he finally got to do Chucky because he was a big Chucky fan, as we said.
Yeah, he was.
I like the way you talk.
Which I find cool. I'm like, oh wow, John Ritter was a Chucky fan. That's cool.
Oh yeah. A lot of people were Chucky fans. No.
Yeah, by this time,
coming from a goofy guy like John Ritter, you wouldn't expect him to be like a horror guy fan. You know what I mean?
You know who else is a big Chucky fan?
Who's that?
Redman.
Well, that's probably why he got seated Chucky.
Yeah, but anyway, final thoughts on Child's Play 3.
I love it. It's a good sequel.
Child's Play 3 is definitely the most underrated of the series.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I feel like it doesn't get brought up as much as the other ones.
It's definitely my second favorite sequel.
Yeah, it's my second favorite sequel as well.
Julie, I didn't read Julie's last comment. Yeah, Chucky does look really evil in this poster.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Even though this is not like, I wouldn't say the most iconic poster, it's still cool.
For a rushed sequel, the production is really freaking good in this movie.
Yeah. It is.
Especially because of the Funhouse finale.
Mm-hmm.
Not just that, but it's like the animatronics of Chucky are top notch still.
Yeah. They still are.
Yeah. So it's like with the movie that was rushed like
and
that.
I thought it was.
I
thought John Benner did a good job directing the movie too.
Oh yeah, he's done more TV.
Yeah.
Like
Julie put rest in peace, John.
Yeah,
Ritter.
John Ritter is. I remember I first saw John Ritter in Three's Company. That's when I watched. I used to watch that show a lot.
I still say my favorite movie with John Ritter is definitely Stay Tuned.
Which has Three's Company.
Mine is probably Problem Child. I like Problem Child 1 and 2.
Although he was also really good in like Sling Blade and.
But in It, he was great too, though.
Stephen King said he was great. So yeah,
A lot of people like this movie had one of Chucky's most iconic lines, and it was like, "Don't fuck with the Chuck."
Yep.
Yeah, a great line.
I prefer the line in the movie where he says, when he tells Andy that he's gonna get Tyler, he's like, "Yeah, Chucky's gonna be a bro."
Bro.
I love that line. Again, shout out to Heezy, Tyler's favorite character in the franchise.
That's actually he's like in Child's Play 3 or just in the Child's Play.
He's his favorite, and Tyler's his favorite character
in the whole Chucky franchise.
Yes, because he loves Tyler because he's so stupid, and that's why he loves him so much. Anyway, Child's Play 3. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Underrated sequel.
I like that line. I like that line that Shelton's partner says. He's like, "This is my rifle. This is my gun. This is for shooting, and this is for fun."
Which is something they actually do say in actual real military schools, I think. Yeah. So that's like people always call it this like a Full Metal Jacket ripoff or whatever. Like, yeah, but
not really.
Like, not necessarily.
Full Metal Jacket it was way different of a movie.
A lot of stuff in Full Metal Jacket is from actual real life army stuff. You know, the things they say.
Yeah, and the stuff they were saying in it was what that was like a guy breaking down. Like it wasn't. I don't know. I don't see.
Does this look a gun to you, Barkley?
Yeah, it's a rifle.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, even though it's a funny performance, Andrew Robinson as the barber, why is he always get off of people cutting hair? Like, why is that his fetish?
I like when he's going through the lunchroom. He's like, Wednesday.
Yeah, I know.
Tuesday. Like, hair's getting a little long there, soldier. When's the last time you had a cut?
Yeah, he's like a predator going like, long hair.
Like, he's so obsessed with cutting hair. It's like, dude, settle down. You're a barber, for crying out loud. Just chill out.
Yeah, like he likes it a little too much.
Yeah.
And
Julie Three's Company was that was like my number one. I used to watch that and like just all the sitcoms.
Oh, like Cheers and
like, you know, I used to watch the Jeffersons and the Cosby Show and all that stuff.
Yeah.
When he's cutting Tyler's hair at the beginning, he's like, "Oh, we're seeing some skin." And like, dude, he's just a boy. Calm down.
Yeah, and then Andy goes again. Hey, he's like, "Kiss it goodbye," and he's cutting it like aggressively. He's like, like, and you can see in Andy's face, he's just like, "Oh, great!" Like, "Oh man." And then Tyler's sitting there playing his game, and he's like, "Wow!" He sees a commercial. He's like, "Wow!"
Yeah.
You know what, Rob? Now that you did that, Rob, when I go back and replay this again, I'm going to play that in slow mo when you go, "Wow!"
Yeah, there's the same cartoon that Andy saw in the first movie at the beginning. Exactly. Like, he's getting PTSD.
Well then Andy needs to turn around and slap Tyler in the face for doing this. Snap out of it, kid.
Tyler is supposed to be what Andy was in the first one, naive.
Yeah, it's a passing of the torch, kind of.
But Tyler's a little too naive, dude.
It's a passing of a torch, but
even at least Alex Vincent in the first one wasn't that naive.
I don't think the passing of the torch was done good in this. I don't think it was.
As it could have been, yeah.
As it could have been, yes. Yeah. And not because the kid was black. Don't even start that. It's just because they do make a reference when they do reference. He's like, Chucky's gonna be a bro.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm saying like because we never see Tyler again.
Yeah,
there was no torch.
That's true.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot. Oh yeah. Speaking of that cartoon, the good guy in the first movie, when I forgot to mention this. When Andy's making that cereal and making a mess, like, okay, if I was a kid and I did the same thing, try to make my mom a breakfast in bed like that, if I made a mess, she would yell at me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, you know, hey, kudos for him for trying. But yeah, that was a mess. It was a mess.
He burned the toast, though. He put way too much sugar in the cereal, and he put a chunk of butter on the burnt toast. You're making a mess.
He's just trying to be helpful. Tyler probably would have done worse.
I know. Yeah.
Tyler probably would have.
He'd sit there and make it, and he'd be like, "Wow."
Wow, a toaster.
Wow,
it's sugar. Wow, it's butter.
He was in Saved by the Bell when I was a kid.
He was. That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, Child's Play 3. I agree with you guys. Underrated sequel. This is the most underrated.
It's the most underrated. It's the most underrated of the franchise.
Yes. Yeah, I was just you took the words right out of my mouth. Literally.
I love Child's Play 3.
Yes.
All right. So it's kind of sad because this movie only went on to do 14.9 million domestically and 20.5 million worldwide on a $13 million budget. So it didn't really do that good.
Yeah, it made like about 15 million less more than the second movie.
Well, I don't think the marketing was as big here, though.
If people didn't really,
no, probably not.
Yeah, fans didn't like it as much as the first two at the time.
Yeah.
They like it a lot more now. I think fans have embraced it more.
That's what I mean. It's become like a cult following a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely got more of a fan base.
Oh, you mean a cult of Chucky?
A cult of
Cult of Chucky.
Yeah. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it got 23%. That's really low.
Yeah, that is really low.
That's retarded. I'm sorry.
And an audience score of 33%.
Yeesh.
And an IMDb.
So no one liked it.
An IMDb got 5.1.
That's ridiculous.
What's wrong with these people? They give Ghostbusters 2016 a higher rating.
Yeah.
Screw that.
Perry Reese is a better female character than any of the females in Ghostbusters.
This is a better movie than the female Ghostbusters. Cult of Chucky is better than Seed of Chucky's better. Oh god, that's pushing it a little bit.
Yeah.
Seed of Chucky is probably along the same lines as Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah, they both belong in the bottom of the toilet bowl.
Yeah. which I made a big mess in last night because I was struggling last night, probably from thinking about that.
Oh man.
I had leftovers last night. It was not kind to me, and I think it was probably because I was thinking of Ghostbusters and Seed of Chucky.
Oh.
Why were you thinking them at all?
What kind of leftovers did you have?
I had it was half of a honey barbecue melt sandwich and like a couple of mini mozzarella sticks.
Ooh.
I don't know if you ever heard of the restaurant Friendlies. That's what it was from.
No.
I guess you don't. I guess you.
Sounds good though.
It's a local place.
Not. Maybe it's only an East Coast thing because we ate the one in Maryland after the con on Friday.
Was it hot coming out?
No, it was beautiful that day. It was probably like in the mid 60s that day.
No, he means never mind.
No, I mean,
He means coming out of.
I meant coming out of your yeah.
I'll tell you,
it's hot going in and hot coming out.
Well, you know it was not pretty. I'll tell you that.
It never is.
Like it was like I kind of felt like I was.
Well,
I was saying in my head, I'm like, I felt like the woman in Slither. Oh my God, they're tearing me apart.
Oh my God, I think something would be wrong if it came out and it was just nothing but flowers. That'd be kind of. I think something would be wrong with you.
Yeah, you're not human.
Speaking of shit, anyway, all right.
What time are you ready?
Bride of Chucky.
No, I'm just.
Yeah, so there wasn't a Child's Play movie for a while. So
7 years.
7 years.
Let me just say this. This movie, besides Seed of Chucky, had a huge marketing ploy.
Yes.
Huge.
Yes.
And I remember watching, just everything was Bride of Chucky. Everything, all of a sudden, Chucky merchandise, and Chucky there's another Chucky, another doll with him. Yeah. Like, this movie was huge on that marketing stuff.
Yeah. It was like, probably the most marketed Chucky film like ever.
Yeah.
This one came out in 1998. And it's directed by a guy we talked about in our Friday 13th show, Ronnie Yu, or old buddy
Yu, baby.
Yu.
Yay, Ronnie Yu!
Ronnie Yu directed this one, and of course, Don Mancini wrote this one as well. Yeah, this one, the tone it went more comedic, but
this is the Nightmare on Elm Street 4. That's what this is.
That's fair. You know that's fair because I like this one and you like Elm Street 4, so that's fine.
I didn't say I didn't like this. I think this movie is good for a laugh, and it's a different tone. So depending on what mood you're in, I think this movie can suit you. Like I said, depending on what mood you're in. I don't think look. Nothing against Jennifer Tilly. She's
lovely.
I don't think it was necessary to do this. I just don't. I think it was kind of stupid in a way to have him have a sidekick and have a love interest because he had a mission earlier on, and that was to be human. Yes. So it was like, I feel like that mission is now, everything is now forgotten. And
I don't think it is.
Well, that's okay. Let me just rephrase that. That's not his primary mission then. Because now it's like he'd rather just kill and then just be with her.
Well, he still wants to be human in this one.
He does, but I don't think that's his primary objective, though.
Well, he says it to her, like, I want to get out of this body once for all. And then, they have their, like, little issue.
Right. But when you see him kill, it's not going towards that. It's like, it's always like she's either messing something up or for him, and they're arguing back and forth. It's just, I felt like it was more like you were watching a bad. What?
It becomes both their missions. Like after she becomes a doll.
Yeah, but I don't feel like they focused on that as much as the other films or the previous three.
Yeah. It's not the main focus, but it is, and it's like almost like a subplot in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I thought, here's the thing. I thought this movie balanced the horror and the comedy just well, whereas the next one not so much.
I think 3 did that. I think 3 balanced it good.
I think this one balanced just fine. I mean, there was maybe one or two parts like a little too much comedy, but
I got to. Although I do like the movie as a shits and giggles, like for a laugh. It's definitely far better than Seed. I'll give you that.
Well, yeah, that's.
But I still like Bride of Chucky for what it is. But I still don't. But I really don't think we really needed to go in this direction. Kind of going with Rob was saying, because I didn't think Chucky needed a sidekick. I think he was fine.
His side.
I think Jennifer Tilly would have been fine in this movie, not as a doll. I think she would have been fine as just maybe a character, and maybe
Jennifer Tilly could be, I don't know, maybe the friend of Katherine Heigl, or
why not have her be someone else? Yeah,
like I don't mind having Jennifer Tilly in Bride of Chucky, but I just saying like I don't think Chucky needed a girlfriend.
For me, it's almost like they neutered him in a way. It's like I don't feel like he was as aggressive as he was.
Well, no, it's definitely not on par with like the first.
That kill, the John Ritter kill.
Well, the John Ritter kill was
okay. Cool. Yeah, the kills. But what I'm saying is, I don't feel like he was. I feel like he was always like they were like talking back and forth. It's like he would never just cut loose like he used to.
Well, I think we're finally seeing in this one. We finally kind of see the real in a way, or the real Charles Ray. He's talking to somebody that
like a humanized.
Yeah, like he's talking to somebody he knows, whereas like the first 3 movies he's talking to people he doesn't know, so he's kind of acting Chucky the Killer, whatever. This like we're gonna get a sense, we're getting a little more dynamic of who he was before he died.
What do you think on how they stitched him together?
I love the stitch.
I like the design.
Those stitches. Like,
I like the design of Chucky.
His design was pretty cool. Yes, I did like the fact that they stitched him because it would have made sense that way and not having a new body.
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
You know,
then it
what
was
happened to him at the end
it'll
of
be just
three.
like continuity issues. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, wait a minute. It's like Child's Play 3, he got chopped up into a bunch of pieces and he was obliterated. Now all of a sudden, like when Bride of Chucky, he's all perfectly fine. Like, what the hell happened to him? But at least they kept some sort of continuity with his design.
Like he's all messed up when she finds him, and then like she stitches him back together.
Yeah.
Give him a new arm and new eyes. Like that.
Now this one, when it comes to like lead characters, this is definitely the first of the movies that was the weaker of the first four.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as characters that you're familiar with.
I mean, yeah, because like I like John Ritter.
No, but did you really care about Katherine Heigl?
I didn't care about Katherine Heigl at all.
No, I don't. I'm not really much of a Katherine Heigl fan.
I'm not either now, but I mean, before she was big. I mean, look, she wasn't even big in Valentine. Like they killed her off right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But I'm saying, like, at this time, I didn't even know who she was.
Yeah.
At this moment, but now when you see movies with her, it's like, yeah, I still don't think of her. I'm not a fan. I just don't think she is.
I'm not really a fan of her as a person either.
You didn't really care you didn't care for like her character and the guy.
No, I didn't care about her or her boyfriend
or the relationship and all that stuff.
Like they're always driving around. Like there's just nothing to it. It just.
No, like it's definitely like when you especially compare it to like the first three movies, like even if like Tyler wasn't that if you didn't think Tyler was that well known of a character, he was still a lot more memorable than these people were.
Yeah, because Chucky was always with Tyler. Like he was always talking to him and always like he was trying to get into his body. So it was like it was, you were more familiar with him anyway. Mm-hmm. But in this movie, I just felt like these characters were just doing dumb things. And for instance, to bring up another dumb situation, like as far as tone goes, I still think it was stupid they were having sex in this movie. Like the two dolls. Like, come on. Like, okay. Cheesiness is cheesiness, but is that, come on. Like, really?
I don't mind that too much because I think their lines together are kind of funny.
And then you would get even more.
They're funny, but.
Well, it's like when you think
like, shadow, you don't really see them,
Well, a little warning to Julie. It's like now that we say like it's like when you see like the two dolls having sex in Bride of Chucky, wait until you see Seated Chucky where Chucky's jerking off in the bathroom.
That went too far.
Yeah, it's like and even the dumb moment where Tiffany flashes her doll boobs.
Yeah.
And Seated Chucky.
Yeah.
See, the problem here is when you have a girl Chucky. It's like I just feel like that takes away from Chucky himself because it's like now we got to focus on her story and her. And it's like I feel like there's just nothing there for me. It's just like okay, let's say they're on the mission to get into a body, fine, but
they need to get the amulet, right?
They need to get the amulet.
Of course.
Which is kind of a new thing. That's a new thing. We've never the amulet thing was never ever mentioned.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. But whatever, let's go with it, right?
But see, this is what I'm saying. This is the part where you come up with Seed of Chucky because of what happened in this movie and what they did, which I thought was dumb because if they didn't do that, we wouldn't have that movie.
But
I don't know.
No, well, we'll get to
I don't know. It's talk about awkward when you're sitting there watching it with people and they're having sex. It's like okay,
no, it's not. Well,
it was awkward. It was just weird.
I remember watching this movie at a one of my. This is like again 20 years ago. It was like my neighbor who was also my friend. He invited me to his birthday party and they had a big party there. And like he had Bride of Chucky on VHS. We all saw it with all his friends, and we had a great time. Even
it's a good time, like I said, depending on what mood you're in. It's a good time to just sit there and watch and laugh and that whatever. But I agree with Thomas. This is like the weakest, like out of the first three movies that we've seen, it's the weakest.
To me, I see it's the weakest
as far as characters and like
the characters,
like story wise.
Story wise, like the amulet. We don't even know. Like, okay, the whole amulet thing is not even explained enough to what it's.
Well, it does come out of nowhere, but it would have been better if he mentioned that.
I still think
in the movie, in the other
I still think though that the best scene.
If we saw it, if we actually saw it in the first movie, then it would have made sense. But we don't. We didn't.
Right.
I still do think the best scene in Bride of Chucky is John Ritter's death.
That's probably the best death. I mean, I can't.
The nails to the face.
Why does that look familiar?
Nails to the face. Yeah, really.
Pinhead.
and of course, this was kind of like around the time when Scream was big,
so
and I know you did last summer, Urban Legend. Yeah. So it was sort of like in that style, trying to
because he says like,
look, I applaud people for doing something different. Like that's why I like Child's Play 3 because they did the military setting. And so many years later, but this one, it doesn't always mean it's good. I just think I give them credit for trying like different things, but I don't think it hit here. I think tonally it knew what it wanted to be tonally because of the comedy and all that stuff and adding her and all that stuff, but I just don't think it fits with the others. Like if you watch Child's Play 1 through 3 and then you watch this, it's like whatever, if it's even in continuity or not, it's still tonally different. So I just don't feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm watching something newly made up with Chucky in it. That's how I feel with this. Mm-hmm. Plus, they don't have Andy in it anymore. So
why? But
they don't have to do that. I'm just saying, like, it's a different movie. It's like different in the series.
Yeah.
With Chucky in it.
Yeah.
So.
How much you agree with that?
I'm kind of glad that they didn't call it Child's Play 4.
Yeah, in a way I am too.
It's not child. There's no child in it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's done. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just like I don't think Bride of Chucky is that bad of a movie. It's really not.
It's definitely not as bad as Seed.
No.
Yeah, I do think though, like the later movies,
that Seed and Chucky jumped the shark.
Yeah, it jumped. Yeah.
Yeah, when we get to the second part of the show, when we do the other Chucky movies, we'll get to that when we do Seed.
Yeah.
But I don't, I'm not really the biggest Jennifer Tilly fan.
Why do you guys hate her so much?
I thought you guys were like the ultimate Jennifer Tilly fan.
I like Jennifer. I mean, I'm not saying I hate Jennifer Tilly. Like I like
Jennifer Tilly.
I like Jennifer Tilly, but I wouldn't say I'm like an uber fan of hers. But I do like her in movies that she's in.
I don't think she's a good actress though because she seems the same in every movie.
No.
Like I like
when she talks, it's the same thing. Liar.
I liked her in Liar Liar. I will admit.
She was good in Liar Liar, but you're watching her. You're not watching her play a character. You're watching her.
Her character in Liar Liar is different from Tiffany.
But even when you watch Liar Liar, but even when you watch Liar Liar, you're watching that for Jim Carrey.
Well, like when she's talking, when she's like, "Thank you, you were so helpful." Like I'm like, well, how is she any different here? When she's all seductive, she's all seductive,
Yeah,
she's all seductive.
The character written on the page, I mean, is different.
Well,
Samantha Cole's.
You know the reason why you like her, Alex, and I know why.
Although Jennifer Tilly though was really good in a movie called Hide and Seek with Daryl Hannah.
Are you sure it wasn't called Hide the Soul?
What?
You can hide a soul in here.
Are you sure it wasn't called Hide the Soul?
I really do think still that is Jennifer Tilly's best movie.
What
is Hide and Seek? That's a really good thriller where it's kind of like Daryl Hannah has a husband, and they have a baby together. She was pregnant. She just had a newborn baby, and Jennifer Tilly was like a jealous ex-lover, and she kidnapped the baby. And
she kidnapped Glenn and Glenda?
Yeah, I wonder if that's an unrelated sequel.
Those and Liar Liar.
God, man.
Remember at the end of Liar Liar when she took the children away from her ex-husband? That was Glenn and Glenda.
Glenn and Glenda, yeah.
I wonder if Liar Liar was sort of like an unofficial Chucky.
It's canon.
Oh God, dude.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, when Jennifer Tilly's not doing Chucky movies nowadays, she just plays poker.
She'll be in the TV show. You know she.
She's in it. I'm not saying when she's not doing. She doesn't really do much acting other than Chucky stuff.
Yeah, Forka, not to be confused with the hide and seek with De Niro and Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, that's what I was talking. Jennifer Tilly wasn't that one.
Yeah.
This was a different hide and seek.
I think the horror humor combo here works. I like Chucky.
Sometimes I think it works.
Yeah, it does.
I think it works sometimes, but
not all the time. But
and
I think the kills. I think the kills are actually decent.
Yes.
Although the way Chucky dies at the end of it was kind of lame.
The dialogue from Chucky, like I said, it is. It's more comical, but it's not. I don't think it's as clever as he usually is. But it's Chucky's Chucky, so whatever. I think without him, you wouldn't have anything. So
and Chucky, and this one has a few of my favorite moments in the whole franchise. For me, when he tells her that ring
was the fingers.
That moment. When he tells Tiffany that ring wasn't a wedding proposal ring, and he laughs at her for it, like that was great. That's my favorite Chucky laugh. That moment. He's like, "What, you fucking nuts?" You thought. He's like, you really laughing at her. But like, also because this had a higher budget, like the animatronics is also top notch. Because even like the performance from the doll itself is like.
Yeah, like when he's crawling, like you could tell it was pretty good looking. Like
I mean, when she tells him, "I still have the ring," he's like, "What ring?" The way he says it, like, "What ring?" It's great. Little moments like that, you know. But like like the scene when she's watching Bride of Frankenstein, and he's coming towards her, like that part is actually kind of scary.
Look at the tagline on the poster. It says Chucky gets lucky. It's like that has nothing to do with his mission to be human
in a body.
It's like it's focusing on he has a love interest.
No, I think they're both trying to become human, and so they can run out.
Yeah, but that's not the tagline. It's basically about it's like a romantic. It's like romantic, I guess.
But
it's like you're watching a damn soap opera.
To me, I like the Tiffany character, and I thought James Tilly did a great job. And I kind of, it's like you see a different dynamic to Chucky. Like, okay, he's talking to somebody who's known for a long time. He can, in a way, trust. Maybe if he doesn't trust anybody, maybe
that's fine. But why did they need to make her a doll? And that's my thing. It's fine if he talks. He knows a lot of people as a Lakeshore Strangler.
He mostly kills everybody, though.
Yeah, but
he even killed her in the movie, in the bathtub. Yeah. The way he talks. I mean, even though it's Chucky being Chucky, the way he talks to her is different. Like he's always on aggressive mode when he's talking to Andy or Tyler or whoever in the Child's Play movies. He's finally talking to somebody more relaxed and more chill. I kind of like that. Like we get to see that instead of Chucky. It's not, to me, it's not neutering him too much till we get to see it.
Well, okay, I agree with you there, but this is like the turning point to me. I agree with you. Yeah, and see it just goes retarded.
To me, like the way you feel about this movie is the way I feel about Elm Street 4. I think that's how it is. Yeah.
I mean, I
don't hate Elm Street 4, but to me that was a turning point downhill for the franchise.
I agree it was a turning point, yes.
Well, yeah, when you look at like Elm Street 5 and Elm Street 6.
Yeah, because a lot of people were mad that they killed off the Dream Warriors. Yeah. And I get that too.
Well, it's like the kill of Andy Barkley in this sense. I was like,
yeah, they should just killed him. Anyway.
John Style, right?
Well, yeah, whatever.
And that's how the movie opened. Like Chucky just goes up to Andy and just kills him. And that's it. That's how the movie opens. Bride of Chucky.
But the movie, to me, it's like this movie is like half and half for me. It's not as bad as people say. It's not as bad as Seed, but at the same time, I don't like it as much as the first three.
This is the one I've seen the most, by the way.
And you said this is the first one that you did see.
That's the one, and it's the one I've seen the most.
Mm-hmm.
In general, like part three is the one I've seen the most out of the Child's Play movies, but this is the one I've seen the most in the entire franchise.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I feel differently, because I'm so used to the other Chucky movies, which are more serious.
Yeah.
Then you watch this, and it's like, it's a little different.
Yeah.
You know what? I also really like this movie. The score. I thought the score was really good.
The soundtrack, the actual soundtrack is not really that bad. It's
actually pretty solid.
Yeah, I remember the CD.
This is how I discovered Rob Zombie's music with this movie.
I remember the CD. I think I owned it back at the time, but
see, to me, what I like about this movie, it's pretty much just not the story, but like the Chucky and Tiffany character, like that drives the movie for me, and that's what I like about the movie. Like they pretty much them two just carry the whole movie pretty much.
Forka 84 and Julie, do you guys like Bride of Chucky?
Yeah. Well, Julie's never seen the other Chucky movie.
That's right. She hasn't.
She's only seen the first two.
Well, Forka did say I like the first three movies. Okay.
Yeah, Forka. What would you say is your overall thoughts on Bride of Chucky? Because I know Julie says she hasn't seen the other Chucky movies yet.
And what do you guys think of Katherine Hagel?
Oh God.
Yeah.
I only really liked Katherine Heigl in one movie.
What is that?
Superbad. I mean, Knocked Up. Sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I get 40-year-old Superbad and Knocked Up like all mixed up because they're all got out.
I didn't really like her that much, to be honest.
I mean, honestly, like movie-wise, that was her best movie she was in.
I'd say movie-wise, I could stand her more in that than like The Ugly Truth and like all those other stupid movies.
Or like 27 Dresses.
Oh, I never even seen that, so.
I know she was just in a movie this year that was pretty good. It was kind of
like I'll tell you this much, though. I'll tell you that you have a better chance of seeing Katherine Heigl come back than Tyler. Just saying.
Because she's a bigger actress.
Yeah.
I would much rather see Tyler.
I know, but
Forka says Bride is half and half, not awful. Middle. I agree. That's a good
it's sort of okay for me. Yeah.
That's what most people think nowadays about Bride of Chucky.
That's a good way of putting it. Kind of like
to me, I don't think you guys are gonna agree with this, but to me, I see Bride of Chucky and Seed Chucky as the Batman Forever and the Batman and Robin of the franchise.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, yeah, that's a good comparison.
That's how I see it.
Even though when it comes to like the Batman,
I like Bride of Chucky and Batman Forever. Seed of Chucky.
I really like Batman Forever. I'm sorry, I
like Batman Forever.
And then like the next one after that took it too far. Same thing with Seed.
Right. And then eventually, if you think about it too,
okay.
And then when you think about it too, like Cold and Curse of Chucky was kind of like a Nolan reboot in a way.
Let me ask you this: What's better? What's better, Batman and Robin or Seed of Chucky?
Batman and Robin.
I'd say Batman and Robin too.
I go Batman and Robin as well, just because George Clooney is just still phoning it in, and it's funny.
Hey, freeze!
Hi, freeze! I'm Batman.
Did you guys notice how quickly I answered that question?
Yeah, I noticed.
Oh, you should have said hi, freeze.
I did like part one. Yeah, part one was good. Very, very good, Julie.
But yeah, it's classic. Here's the thing, though. When we finally get to talk about the other ones, my ranking's going to change. Watching them again, a little bit.
You're ranking? You mean you're ranking on the last four?
No, on all. Yes, and on the first four as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's always going to be kind of the same throughout the whole years, but like I don't know. No. I
That's
gotta think
cool.
about that. I gotta
That's
think about that.
really. I'm not really into those romantic comedies as much. I
I'm
mean,
not really
I like some, but
like The Notebook was really good, but
safe. Well, not. Oh, that's not a romantic comedy. I was trying to think of which one.
The Proposal's a pretty good
The
one.
Proposal. That's a good one. Yes.
I like The Proposal. That's a good romantic comedy. But I'm not really like a rom-com
You know
guy.
what romantic comedy movie I like? Bride of
What's
Chucky.
that?
Bride of Chucky.
You could kind of call it that in a way.
Yeah. At least it has some kills.
I guess you would say would you say like Bridesmaids is sort of like a romantic comedy?
Kind of.
Probably. I mean,
That's
there's
the main focus of the movie. The main focus is just like
well, Kristen Wiig is kind of in love with that cop, so it is kind of.
Yeah, but that's just a subplot in the film. It's more.
That's Paul Feig's best movie, hands down. I think.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah. I would say Paul Feig. Yeah, that's definitely.
What you didn't like Unaccompanied Minors?
I always keep forgetting he did that.
The Unaccompanied Minors. Yeah.
Although Whatchamacallit's a close second for me although you know what, I would say Whatchamacallit's my favorite Paul Feig movie.
Spy?
No, A Simple Favor.
Okay.
How about this?
Ghostbusters.
What's better? Seed of Chucky or 50 Shades of Grey?
I'd rather watch Seed of Chucky. Here's the thing though.
Oh.
Before we wrap up on Bride of Chucky, I'll say this. Doesn't matter. Well, when it's the main Chucky movies, show, whatever, every time it's Brad Dourif coming back to Chucky, I always get excited. I'm always looking for. I don't care if it ends up with Chucky. I'm looking forward to it. I'm always excited to see.
Well, yeah, that's why I wasn't looking forward to the remake.
Well, that's a different monster altogether.
I know, but still.
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys are into whipping and stuff like that, watch 50 Shades of Grey. You'll like it.
I don't know, man.
There are more sexier sex scenes in the room than 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, man. 50 Shades of Grey doesn't have dolls jerking off.
They don't have two dolls having sex.
Yeah, come on.
I think Tommy Wiseau when Lisa having sex is far sexier than Chucky and Dick.
Yeah, when he's humping her stomach. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man!
I just let the part out. Oh shit!
And he's going, Oh man!
The thing though, like, I don't think this did the meta humor as good as like Scream, obviously, or The Faculty and some other movies at the time.
Oh, definitely nowhere near as close as those.
No.
I absolutely love The Faculty.
Oh, yeah. The Faculty is great.
Yeah. So, final thoughts on Bride of Chucky?
It's
sort of eh.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Okay. You guys don't hate it, but
no, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just think it's all right, decent. Uh-huh. I think there are good elements in it because, like, I like John Ritter. I like the soundtrack. I do like some of the kills. Like, you know, John Ritter's death, but
it's fine, you know.
And Brad Dourif is still great as Chucky. I like his design.
When he first comes alive, that's a great moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ain't the size that counts, assholes. What you do with it? Kills not Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. You think he gets actors just to look like other people. You got a fake Marilyn Manson. You got a fake Jay and Freddie.
Julie, if you're interested, go on Amazon, look up the Child's Play box set on DVD. I think it's pretty cheap. You can get all the movies except for the remake, but it's all the movies on there.
All the Child's Play movies.
All the Child's Play movies and the Chucky movies are on that set. So.
Yeah.
Oh, Julie says I will pass on that movie. Which one is
50 Shades?
50 Shades of Grey.
Is she talking about 50 Shades of Grey?
I mean, if you don't like whipping and spanking and stuff like that, you probably, I don't know, maybe.
Nah.
You wouldn't like it.
I don't think Julie would want to watch that kind of movie.
Forka says, rest in peace, Alexis Arquette.
Yeah. Who played Damien, not Marilyn Manson character.
Yeah.
Which that's a great kill. That was
They
really
made
good.
3 of those damn movies.
When Chucky takes the lip ring off and starts bleeding. That's right.
Yeah.
See, like that's another thing. Like he starts talking to Tiffany, like, "Hi, how you doing, Peachy?" You know, he's talking to like he's Charles Ray. You know, whatever. You guys don't like Tiffany, I get it.
I didn't think
she was good in this movie. I have my issues with her and Seed, and I'll get to that when we get to Seed.
Yeah, I don't hate Tiffany, but I just don't think she was necessary to be added.
Well, Tiffany can eat my seed, so how about that?
Yeah, you want the doll version of Tiffany too. the doll version of Tiffany, yeah. All right. So Bride of Chucky went on to do $32 million domestically and $50.6 million worldwide on a $25 million budget.
So this is definitely the highest grossing of the Chucky movies so far.
Yeah.
It almost makes me feel like, well, because of the marketing, but the fact that it's not called Child's Play anymore, it almost makes me feel like maybe people were more interested.
Well, also maybe because people were more interested because this was around the time with Scream, and I know he did last summer.
Yeah.
More like hip, like
Halloween,
late 90s horror.
Halloween H2O.
H2O, Urban Legend.
Yeah, check it out, Julie. You probably find it pretty cheap. Like I said, you'll be able to binge watch all the movies then.
Yeah, and then on Rotten Tomatoes, it got 50%. But yeah,
that's about half and half. Yeah,
it's higher than the last 2 movies, and 46%.
Screw that.
46% on audience score, and on IMDb it got 5.4, which is
only 0.3 points higher than Child's Play 3.
It's higher than 3, but lower than 1 and 2.
Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, don't. Yeah,
don't bother.
I want.
I know the whole trilogy, so he knows what he's doing.
I did. Yeah, I shouldn't have, but I did.
You poor soul, you.
Yeah.
He wanted to see it. That's why.
Yeah.
You wanted it.
God.
So yeah. So that was the first 4.
50 Shades of Grey commentary coming soon.
I don't think so.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There you go. That's the first 4 movies of the Child's Play series.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first 4.
Yeah. Yeah. And before we end the show, what did you guys think of at the time, like when it was just the first 4 movies, where would you guys think the franchise was going to go after the baby was born at the end of Bride?
I thought it was going in the toilet.
Well, we didn't know. We didn't know how the baby was going to be.
You're talking about at the time? I still thought that.
Really?
I didn't know how stupid it was going to be.
Well, yeah, I didn't either. I thought it was going to be like a hardcore. Like, it's like this child is going to be like killing people left and right with the shark teeth and all that. But that's not the only movie.
Well, if you want to see like a movie about like killer babies, like just go watch the It's Alive movies.
What I was hoping for was that maybe the baby would turn out to be a more evil version of Chucky, like evil, like really bad.
Yeah.
But then we get stupid ass,
Billy Boyd.
Glenn Glenda.
Oh, Billy Boyd, yeah. And Billy Boyd, wasn't he like Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, he was one of the hobbits in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings, that's right.
Yeah, he was was he Mary or Pip? I can't remember. I don't remember which one.
And Billy Boyd, Billy Boyd's been in a lot of stuff.
No one remembers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just
that's
the
funny.
way
Brad Dourif is in one of the Lord of the Rings movies, right?
Brad Dourif, yeah, he was in Two Towers, and then he's a little bit in Return of the King. In Two Towers, he was I forgot what was his name. He was the one that was controlling the king.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings, Chucky connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you not watching?
Shades of Grey. She ain't watch
Oh, she's probably not watching our live commentary of 50 Shades of Grey. We were just joking.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
We do plan on doing a fan commentary for Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, you guys should stay tuned for that. The Blair Witch Project, man, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to do a fan commentary on the Blair Witch Project. I'm gonna.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a great commentary.
Do it on Blair Witch 2. That's gonna be great too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that with Jordan
Grace,
Lake.
yeah.
I forgot about that. That's about a killer baby.
Yeah, they had the I remember the cover of that is like a baby bottle dripping or something.
Yeah, it has like a fly on the top of the baby bottle, and it's like a little bit of blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you what. Horror film I just watched recently, and I think it was a bad mistake watching it.
What?
Thanks, Billy.
The Dentist.
Yeah, my parents got me that off of Facebook, some kind of thing off Facebook. Yeah.
I most recently watched The Dentist. Most recently.
Why? Because
Corbin Burnson. Heck yeah, I love that movie.
You're going to the dentist soon, or what?
Although there is one scene in the. Let me ask Julie this. Julie, have you ever seen the horror film The Dentist?
I even like The Dentist 2. I think
Man,
The Dentist 2.
I haven't seen The Dentist 2 in forever.
The Dentist 2 is not as good as the first, but it's still good. I still like it.
Although there is one scene in The Dentist though that Julie will not like.
I cannot watch almost all the scenes when he's doing the teeth. Like I just can't. I hate it. I hate.
Oh yeah,
on the dentist anyway.
With drill and.
Oh God.
It's so weird seeing Corbin Burnson go from Major League to The Dentist.
Yeah.
Although like I say, there is one scene in The Dentist that Julie will probably have to fast forward, and I'm not talking about like the teeth scenes and things like that. There's a point where because Corbin Burnson is like so off his rocker, he shoots and kills a dog.
Yeah. You know what? There's a lot of animal deaths in movies, like Fear with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh
like,
yeah, the dog gets. I think the dog gets
off the dog.
Oh my God, yeah.
I hate all that stuff too, but it doesn't turn me off of the movie. Like I wish there was.
But I know that stuff for Julie is hard for her to watch.
It's hard for me too, though, because I'm an animal lover and I have had dogs my whole life, but.
And
it sucks that they have to put animal deaths in.
Early role from Mark Ruffalo. That's right.
Yeah, it sucks that they have to put animal deaths in movies. I just wish they would avoid that. But
although, yeah, I'm probably more Julie. That's probably a scene you're probably gonna have to fast forward or close your eyes though with the dog and the dentist.
That ain't nothing compared to Cannibal Holocaust animal death.
Definitely nothing ever tops that.
Man.
And if she ever watches Fear, she might want to close her eyes at the part when the bad guys throw the dog's head in through the doggy window.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Yeah, because I have 2 dogs of my own, so
yeah. I mean, my dog is like my own kid. So
hey, guys, it's just a movie.
It's just a movie. Yeah. That's how you have to look at it. It's just a movie.
Stop it! No, I'm just kidding.
But you know what? It's hey, I can't watch movies where kids get killed. And the thing is, like that movie, Doctor Sleep was one of my favorite movies. But that scene where that kid is getting killed, that bothered me a lot.
Yeah,
because I kept thinking of my kids and that
Cemetery, right, is a perfect example.
Yeah,
Pet Cemetery.
Although
check out The Dentist, Julie. Check it out. That's a good one.
Although fast forward the part when the dog gets killed, though. I'll just that ahead of time. Yeah, or just close your eyes at it when it gets to that part.
Yeah,
because like other than that, that's like really the only animal death. Because other than that, like it's so gruesome. Like he's drilling into the teeth and the tooth's getting shredded to pieces, and the drills like going into their gums and Like, and it's all up close too. It doesn't hold back on anything because it's R-rated.
Yeah, it shows everything. Like, it's crazy.
And you know what was also cool about The Dentist too? He was in it as a cop, Ken Foree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Ken Foree played the cop in that.
You know what was on the other night? Stepfather remake.
That piece of shit.
Your favorite?
That piece of shit remake. Just go watch
nothing against him, but
just go watch Terry.
Quinn is better. He's just I don't know. That movie. Ugh. Anyway, yeah.
In the show.
Yeah, I'll probably have to get off here pretty quick. But
Yeah.
So tune in next time
Yeah. When do you guys want to do the second part of the Chucky
when
stuff?
we have time.
Maybe I guess maybe early October probably, or
whenever we can, as soon as possible. I guess whenever we're
at least before Halloween ends. Whatever.
oh, and Julie also.
I mean,
Halloween ends, man. We got a couple of years there.
Julie mentioned high
October 31st.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. There was a dog that died in that high tension.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Almost a lot of horror movies have a dog death, or not dog deaths, but animal deaths. It's like you never
Cannibal Holocaust, especially.
Man,
I don't remember Cannibal Ferox having any of them. I don't think.
Cannibal Ferox had there was a what was it, a muskrat, I think.
I thought that was Holocaust though.
There was, but there was one in
okay. There was another one in Ferox. Okay.
Yeah,
Julie, just skip those parts and then
just skip them. It's not. It shouldn't take you out of the movie. Just skip it.
Skip one chapter and you're fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Julie.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, they were the only two actually that were in the live chat.
Yeah, what the hell, Heezy? You said you're gonna watch.
Damn it, Heezy.
Yeah.
Well, that's because we hate Halloween 5. That's why.
I told him.
5.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when we did the Halloween live stream last year.
Commentary on Halloween 5 coming soon.
I'll never forget when we did the Halloween live stream last year. I remember, I don't think Alex was prepared for when I said, "Hey, Heezy, fuck Halloween 5."
No, I tell him all the time. I tell him.
No, I think Alex wasn't expecting me to say that because I kind of just said no.
I was gonna say that. Thanks for everybody watching. Hopefully you enjoyed.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
What are you running?
My kids' Halloween costume they're wearing.
All right.
Hey, see ya, Sling Blade.
Any bats in the belfry up there?
I don't know.
I like the way you talk.
Yeah. And to quote Chucky, it doesn't matter if you go ahead and shoot. He'll come back. He always comes back. Okay.
We'll be back with Seed.
Yes. We're
Seed.
We're planting our seeds for that show.
Oh God. Make sure you plant your seed for the next show. God.
And to quote another line from Bride of Chucky, see you really soon.
Yep.
Have a good rest of the day, everybody.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Get ready for October. Get ready for the Halloween season. Get ready for Get ready for the Chucky TV series.
Yeah, so just watch nothing but horror movies all month long.
Yeah.
And do you want to do? Are we going to do a live stream on Halloween Day like we did last year? Like a random one where we
I could probably do it during the day.
I better say we can invite several guests. Like we can have Julie on or.
Yeah, we can do that. Something like that.
During the night, I'm going to be, like I said, I'll be.
We can do it the day before. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll plan it. I mean,
we'll plan something. Yeah. And look forward to in a few weeks when Halloween Kills comes out. Me and Robbie and Dan have some special cooking for that one.
Yes. Hopefully it all turns out okay.
Yeah. So yeah. And go watch Sea of Chucky.
Yeah, go watch Seed.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.